Second, watch this world go by. I won't put up a front, baby, I ain't gonna lie. I know we visualize the paradigm. Best friends till the end, that's where you draw the line. But I can't help to feel this way. I'm caught between you and big dreams in the Central Bay. All year long is love season. Why you put up with your man for all the wrong reasons? Don't get it twisted, baby, I ain't trying to hate. I'll be making big money, but your love I still appreciate. I feel your pain, you leave a message on my voicemail. You can lean on me, baby, go ahead and exhale. You'll come go with me. I mean, I need shining on at that PIMP. You wanna leave, but you stay. I can make a world of difference, you don't see me that way.
Get closer to you, baby.
Baby, I'm for real, like the old song said. Your man keeps you in the house, it only happens cause you let it. For you and I to hook up, be a dream come true. Take advice to best, so man, Dr. Drew. On the love line, love is blind. One day you realize that you should be mine. To appreciate your love is my golden rule. You look and you tried, but this world's been cruel. Huckleberry conversations till the break of dawn. It's been too long, like Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. Keep striving, be #1 on your list. Plus I don't come twisted like a Hershey's kiss. Strawberries dipped in chocolate champagne on the beach. Treat you like a queen, go beyond your wildest dreams. You keep roasting your man for me.
Hey, yo, what up? Welcome to the G-Lew Show. Friday night interviews tonight. We got a very special guest coming to the stage. My brother, Fred Segura. Man, artist, now podcaster, producer, director, you know what I mean? Executive producer. Been in the game over 20 years. You know what I mean? Now he's here to share his story. Sorry for the delays tonight. We're having some difficulties, people, but we still had to bring the show to you tonight. So without any further ado, we got my homeboy Fred Segura live in the building. Let me see. What's up, Fred? Are you there?
Hey, right here, brother. Right here. Hey, good to see you, man. How you doing, G-Lew?
Good to see you, brother, man. You know, tonight we having some major difficulties, sir, but you know, we still got to bring this show to the people.
No, definite, man. It happens, man. That's the world we're living in now, man. Technology, and it happens. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's good to be here, though.
Yeah.
And thank you, man.
Shout out
thank
to
you, man. Oh, go ahead.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Shout out to everyone in the chat who's stayed with us tonight through the difficulties. Thank you, everyone in the chat. You know what I mean? You know, these things happen sometimes. I'm just getting settled in a new spot, and I got some difficulty going over here out of my control. But nonetheless, we got the homie Fred. Hey, introduce yourself to the people, Fred. You could do it better than me, bro.
Sure. Well, you know what, man? My name's Fred Segura, a.k.a. the Grindhouse over here at Twoface Entertainment, out here in the Salinas Valley, man. Otherwise known as the salad bowl of the world, man. So right here in Central California, man. Monterey County, Salinas Valley.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right. That's right. Tell us a little bit about Salinas Valley, man. And the Central Coast, you know what I mean? All of that for the people who don't know, because you got an incredible story, crazy story. But coming up in Salinas Valley, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you know what, man? The Salinas Valley, for those that don't know, we're actually right in the center of California on the coast. So we're
Okay.
like I said in my stuff, it's we're if you know if to the people in LA, we're north. To the people in San Francisco, we're south, man. We're right in the middle. But out here, for the most part, it's a lot of agricultural actually. So I mean, but it's not. To those that don't know, it's not like we're not like rural, like we're not riding around in horses and stuff like that, man. It's the city of Salinas is like I would call it like a little miniature Los Angeles, if you will. All
Right.
the separation here of the towns is like an 8 mile radius in every direction. So it's not like Southern California where you cross the street and you're in the next city. Over here, it's we're separated by about eight to 6 to 8 miles apart. From each city. The Salinas being the hub.
Right.
So it's man. So yeah,
Right.
man. I mean, but I will say it's grown a lot, man. It's grown a lot out here. So yeah, so we're starting to get that that traffic a little bit here and there, and crazy driving, just like anywhere else in the world, man. So yeah, we're not
Right.
much different, man, than anybody else. So yeah, man, that's what it is.
Were you ever able to? I know you've had a long journey and done a lot. Were you able to? Of course, you moved around, but
Uh-huh.
when you go to different places, have you ever lived in different places? And then when you go to other places, what's different from Salinas and what makes you proud? Because some people, like, I'm sure you could be anywhere in the world, you know what I mean? But you're right where you grew up at, and
Yeah.
you're proud of that. So tell us the difference between other places you've been, or why you just love Salinas, bro.
You know what, Salinas, I put it to you this way, man. It's one thing I will say a lot of people complain about, about California in general is too expensive, yada yada yada, whatever the case may be, that it's cheaper elsewhere and stuff like that. But I'll tell you like this, right here in the Salinas Valley, bro, in the Central Coast of Monterey County, brother, we have the best weather in the world, bro. The best weather in the world. It's never exactly that cold all the time,
Right.
It, as well as it's not too hot. We have perfect weather out here, man. It's a beautiful thing, and we live right around the coast. Through Carmel by the sea and stuff like that. And for those of you who don't know about Carmel, that's they filmed a little piece of poetic justice out there with Tupac Shakur. So for
Oh,
those of
okay.
you that don't know, yeah. So
So,
it's out here,
what? Yeah, I
But
know they were driving up the coast when they were on their trip, right? So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that
When they went right there to that bridge or whatever, that's out here.
okay.
But as far as moving anywhere now, brother, I've always been here. Um, and when I went to other places, I mean, it's just well, I've been all over. I've been to a few states, but it's at the end of the day, brother, there's no place like home, where
Right.
what I call home, and that's really what it is. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I love Los Angeles. I really do, man. I at some point, maybe I'll get to move out there, but uh for the most part, just like when I come home, it's like, and it's like putting on an old comfortable pair of sneakers, man. Like straight over, like getting home from work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Putting your regular clothes on after a good shower. So yeah, man, this is where I go home at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, tell us where your hip hop or your musical journey starts for you, man. Like, did it first start with you growing up on hip hop, or just, I don't know, general? How did it start for you? Because you got like I said, a long career in music. Uh, so I'm sure you were like a student, or grew up in it, man. Like, how was it for you? Where did your musical journey start?
You know what, man? For me, being old school, and it's probably exploding a little here, but I'll tell you straight up, my first uh, venture into hip hop was "Rapper's Delight" by the Sugar Hill Gang,
Okay.
and to memorize all the lyrics, not from the short version, because the short version I believe was like what's it like 5 minutes or something like that. No, the long version was like 15 minutes long, bro. And knowing every single line of that song, dude, like, and I remember I think it just it was just it just that was it, man. That was it. It just I fell in love with it, and then from that point, um, going from that into the Beat Street era, breaking Beat Street and
Right.
the breakdancing era. That's where I come from, bro. From the original four elements of hip hop. And to
Okay.
me, in my heart, bro, in my heart, I know today we live in a different world, but in my heart of hearts, it's my heart of hearts, brother. It's four elements,
Right.
the breakdancing, graffiti, DJing, and rapping.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Fred, you're a real student of the game, for
thank
sure.
you.
Shout out to
Yeah,
you, man. And you said
thank
rappers.
you.
Who were some of your influence? I know, because like you said, rappers alike, that's always the start of it. But who were some
Yeah,
of your influences as you got older? I'm sure you loved hip hop as a kid and all that. But when you
yeah.
got older, and what started shaping you, what were those influences in hip hop?
You know what, man? Well, there's a lot of stuff that came through. At first, it was like I gotta say, Slick Rick, Run DMC, like all
Okay.
that stuff in the beginning, in the early beginning. It came from the East Coast.
Right.
Um, that kind of stuff. Slick Rick was really, I was really big on Slick Rick because I liked the way he would actually mix in like oldies or sing into
Right.
old. It was just he
Yeah.
was just
Slick.
different, man. He was different. Um,
Yeah.
But then as time went on, then we started getting the West Coast, the gangster rap,
Right.
if you will. So at first it was I believe it was Easy E, it was like the Easy Does It album,
Right.
and then obviously the Straight Outta Compton, and then from there, Ice T, so on and so forth. Right, it just took off from there. King T, uh, from everything that took off from there, the Alcoholics, uh, and just even I don't know. A lot of people don't know about this. I have the Yomo. I should have brought it up, man. I have the Yomo and Marky album on cassette. A lot of people
Wow.
don't know about that. That was on Ruthless Records. I have. I
Wow.
started collecting all the Ruthless. Everything that went down the line from Easy Straight Outta Compton to to the Chronic and everything that came out between in between all that. I really got into like I said, Yomo and Marky. I I even have Blood of Abraham, the cassette of Blood of Abraham, which was some
Man.
Jewish rap artists that came out
Ruthless
on
Records.
Ruthless Records. Uh, there's a bunch of stuff that came out that a lot of people didn't didn't follow up on. It was mainly the main artists, like Easy and stuff like that. But I mean, uh, another one that was a big influence to me. Well, obviously, out of NWA was Ice Cube. That was like the big thing for me. You know what I mean? Ice Cube was one of the biggest influences for me. But also another one too that came out on Ruthless at the time.
DOC.
What the DLC? Yeah, of course. Obviously, man, and that's sad, man. He had that one album. No one could do it better. But
Yeah.
then I also on Ruthless was Cocaine.
Oh
Funk
yeah.
Upon a Rhyme.
Yeah.
Funk
Yeah.
Upon a Rhyme, man. That
Yeah.
man, I heard that. I was like, wow, dude, this is like,
Yeah.
it just took it to, for me. I embraced everything coming out of Ruthless Records at the time.
Hey, hey Fred, let me ask you this. What do you think
Yeah,
Ruthless Man could have been, bro, if it wouldn't have, like, if Dre would, especially Dre, take for instance, if
yeah,
Dre just would have stayed and everything would have worked out or been okay. I mean,
yeah.
Ruthless Man, I
Oh,
don't know, they've been a powerhouse. Even though maybe
oh,
they lost Cube at that time, but I don't know. Even if Cube would have stayed though,
yeah. No, you know what, man? Like a lot of people don't know either that they had like Above the Law, they had Cocaine, they had
above the law.
just a bunch of artists from the South. They had an artist called named Pistol from the South as well. And I'll put it to you like this, and I'll get probably a little bit ahead here. I got to meet Easy actually, and the guy, I mean, one of the most humble people that I could ever have met. You know what I mean? Like, oftentimes, yeah, I've had that experience where don't meet your heroes, but he was really one of the coolest down to earth. He was just cool, man. He was cool. So I got to meet him. I got fortunate enough to meet him. So
Easy man,
yeah,
bro. I mean,
yeah. So
he
when
G and just a cool dude. My bad, bro.
no,
Hey,
no,
E-Vision
no,
said about Toker. Shout out to
yeah,
Toker, the first
yeah,
Chicago rapper. I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. From Brownside, right? From Brownside, yeah. Tucker, rest in peace. I mean, that's another thing too. I think honestly, had that not happened with them, bro, I think Ruthless would have really taken off somewhere, and I don't think it would have got to the point that Death Row got to. Unfortunately, the unfortunate demise of that label. I think Ruthless would have stayed on it because I have just knowing the track record and knowing where Easy was going with it. He was that man was ahead of his time, bro. That man was ahead of his time with everything. He knew where he was going with it. And I think the Death Row, even though it's I mean it impeccable, the roster, their platinum hits or whatnot, but the demise was just
Look, if Dre would have stayed with Ruthless, that would have been all of it.
oh
They would have
yeah,
been because Snoop was already, I think, dealing with Ruthless,
yeah,
but Dre came and scooped them up. See,
yeah,
what I'm trying to make is the importance of Dr. Dre, and I think
yeah,
Easy didn't know Easy or Suge did not know the importance of Dr. Dre because
yeah,
Dr. Dre Doctor. He made Ruthless the sound. Even
Yeah,
Easy made him, by him producing Easy, he brought the best out of Easy. That's why Easy Does It
yeah,
was a classic. The other Easy album was a classic too. But
yeah,
I'm just saying that when you miss the absence of Dr. Dre is important, because after that,
yeah,
the sound of Ruthless, they were trying to find their sound, which they they
yeah,
they hit, they made a few hits. Same with Death Row. When Dre left Death Row, I mean, besides having Tupac, but Tupac passed away unfortunately, and the
yeah,
sound was gone, bro.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Yeah. I agree with you 110%, and I'll tell you why. If you listen to the World Class Wrecking Crew, when they
Yeah,
separated and they went to Ruthless, that was the demise of the World Class Wrecking Crew.
just like that.
When Doc,
Exactly.
yeah, when
He
Dr.
gave
J was at, go ahead.
Yeah, he gave them their biggest hit with that "Turn Off the
Yeah,
Lights," and when Dre was gone, that was it.
yeah, and then he went to Ruthless, and then they became this this phenomenon. But
Exactly.
when Dr. Dre left, it was, I mean, the albums were still good, but they weren't.
Wasn't the
They
same,
just
bro.
they were
Even
yeah, they weren't the same. They
even
weren't the
Easy,
same.
like I said, Dre brought the best out of Easy. If he produced Easy, he had him rap a certain way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? After that, Easy was good, but I'm just saying, but Easy wasn't a rapper, so I don't even have to say it like that.
yeah,
He
yeah,
was not a rapper. He became a rapper. He was just a dope ass dude. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Rap, but I'm trying to say Dr. Dre helped him bring that sound, the best sound out of Easy, for
yeah.
sure.
And if you listen to, again, like
And
you said it too, though, Death Row,
yeah,
when Dr. Dre left Death Row, you can hear the difference in it now. You
yeah,
can hear the difference in it. And I'm a firm believer that a lot of people sometimes, even within the music industry itself, sometimes feel like, oh, you don't need this person, woo, woo, and it seems like that person's not doing anything. But the little direction that that person gives, that little input, means
right,
just can make a world of difference. And sometimes people get taken for granted when it comes to that. So I don't think
exactly.
a lot of them took advantage or really stopped to understand how valuable Dr. J was to those labels and
They
so on and so forth.
they
Yeah, I
did it
have to
until
agree.
he Dre has never, and the good thing Dre was good at was bringing, again, like I said, he brought the best out of Easy. Then he turned
Mhm.
around and brought the best out of Snoop, because I don't even think Doggy Style would have been, even like I'm gonna tell you this, even when Dre left Snoop didn't, you know what I mean, for a while. Snoop overall is just another dope individual, and he just got
Yeah,
style, and his flavor is crazy. But the
yeah,
direction Dre gave him brought the Doggy Style, and a lot of that era where Snoop was at his best.
yeah,
Then after that, Snoop had to kind of find himself, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
unfortunately, we waited 30 years for this new album, and it just wasn't what we wanted, man. I hate to say it,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? That
yeah,
missionary, I hate to say, was a flop, man, because we waited 30 years. But I don't know. I think they waited too long, and they tried. They should. All they had to do was give us classic Dre and Snoop. I understand they're older,
yeah,
but I think Dre, I don't know. Go ahead,
yeah.
bro.
I'll put it to you like this. I think when you look at it that way, like with them, like at first I was like, oh, it had a couple of good songs, but then I was talking to my nephew about that, and then I started thinking about it, and yeah, well, in our opinion, actually, what was missing was the Dog Pound,
Yeah,
Millennium Rage,
the people,
RBX, you
exactly,
know,
exactly.
all these people that made Death Row
Yeah,
would
yeah,
it could, and that's what was missing. And I understand sometimes. I mean, I get it. Dr. Dre's like he's always been. I'll put it to you like this, without knocking the man. I mean, the man's a legend, right? Let's give it that, But the thing with Dre, he always was ahead of the game. You know, he
right.
always was ahead of the game. But he came out every so often. He wasn't trying to flood the market. His stuff was different every time. I think when he came out with the Compton album, he tried to come out in the current times. And see, Dr. Dre's never been that. Dr. Dre's always been ahead of the time. And I think
Yeah,
like when I heard that too, I was like, but it's just like it just. I mean, a couple of good songs, but I think
it wasn't what
it,
we wanted, and not to say
yeah,
people once just because it flopped doesn't mean it's not good. And like you said,
Yeah,
Dr. Dre ahead of his time, so it may be appreciated years later. But I think just what it was, not even to say it was bad because it wasn't. It just
yeah,
wasn't what I think the people wanted. When you waited
exactly.
30 years for Dre and Snoop, and we're used to the Chronic, Doggy Style, classic G shit that we still rock to this day.
Yeah,
All we wanted was another part of that. And I understand Dre is old, you know, they're not gonna Dre moves ahead, right? But we
yeah,
still wanted that sound, though, is what I'm saying. We wanted some of that G shit, and we didn't get
yeah.
it. It was like a Hollywood, like you said, I don't know. I really, it was, I don't know. I don't know what to call
It was watered down a little bit. Let's be honest, man. They kind of like,
it.
I mean, you like I said, like like you said, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't what we wanted,
What we wanted.
and we know that Drake's got what it takes, and he can
Yeah.
bring it. He can bring that.
I wish they could do a redo, a re-over, but I know how Dre is. Dre is so like, I'm sure Dre took this real personal, so I don't even know if we'll get anything else, you know, because Dre doesn't
Yeah,
like to release
yeah,
music anyway. So if
yeah.
it, you know, I'm sure he took it personal, you know, but I blame Dre too though, because I think Snoop just wanted Dre's production and he just wanted Dre to guide him. So I think Dre is the one that did this album and wanted it to sound the way it sounded. So,
Yeah,
you know, I don't know.
yeah. But I will say this because of all the people he made a star, as far as like Eminem, 50 Cent, and so on and so forth, right? But when you think about it, I don't know if you ever heard the King T album, that Kingdom Come.
Yes, sir. I got
Okay,
every King T album.
when that Aftermath one that was
Yeah.
never officially released on Aftermath, man, that
Yeah,
was like
exactly.
I was like, wow, bro, that album
Hey,
at the time,
yeah, and
yeah,
exactly, it never got released, right?
oh
And again, when Dre, I think Dre was at that point too when he had the aftermath, right? When he left Death Row, he was trying to establish something else, but that album did not get received as good as well, right? So
yeah,
he went back to the drawing board, and what he do? He brought us the Chronic 2000, and that shit was a classic. So
yeah,
my point is, Dre, you don't have to do all that. Give us what we want, and just do it
yeah.
the best you do it the best. So we don't want that other shit.
No,
I think
exactly,
that's what
exactly.
I understand.
Yeah, no, yeah, straight up, bro. That's what it is. That's what it is, bro. I mean, hey, I'll tell you what. I mean, I think I don't know. I haven't seen anybody else, but I know before you've probably seen. I used to have it hanging right here. I still have it. Um, I dare say I'm probably the only person that has the King T, that Kingdom Come flat, like the promotional flat that
Right.
actually says Aftermath and everything else, bro. Like in the
Yeah,
back and everything.
I think
I
you
have
should
the frame.
I think you showed that before, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah, I
I
wish.
got I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag a little bit here, man. I've gotten to work with King T for a
Oh, wow.
future project. I got to work with King T, and it's like one of
Got
the
you, Eve.
most humble, cool dudes, man. Like you know what I mean? It's just been he's a cool guy, man. He's a down to earth guy. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that. Um well, I won't get all into that, man. I'll put it to you this way. I made a connection, another connection, and got him hooked up somewhere else to do something, and it's worked out,
Oh,
man. And he's been, he's a
he's
good
good.
guy, man. He's a good dude. He's a good
Shout
dude.
out to T. Yeah,
Yeah,
a real humble gangster. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
man. Yeah,
Shout out to T, a legend. I mean, a
yeah,
legend. And when you're talking West Coast rap, even Biggie said he got shit from King
yes.
T. You know what I mean?
It,
Biggie was King T's uh uh, inspiration, right? Go ahead,
yes,
Fred.
yes. And the other thing that a lot of people don't know is if King T brought the alcoholics. He
Right.
brought the alcoholics out. And
Exhibit.
some people may be like, "What? Yeah, okay." Well, those that even more, if you want to go home mainstream, Exhibit from Pimp My Ride actually was part of that whole with King T and the alcoholics and all that. That's where Exhibit came from. So shout out to Exhibit, shout out to King T, man. So yeah, that's the thing, man. That's you know to
Hey,
to, to go ahead.
No, no, no. I was gonna say,
Oh,
hey, cool, cool. And we're talking hip hop, and I know this shit's getting deep because me and Fred, we
go deep.
hop. Let's get back to Fred though. Now,
Okay.
now, 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 Fred, man, tell us because we talked about your journey, how it started, who were some of your inspirations. You grew up listening to hip
Yeah.
hop, all the whole nine. When does it start for Big Fred, homie? When does this shit start? When does it say, okay, I'm sure you were writing rhymes in your room and busting
Yeah.
freestyles and with the homies, but when does it officially start for Fred, man?
For officially, man, I want to say probably 92, like late 92, mid 92, something like that. I did what you would call now what you would call a mixtape. And at
Oh,
first, bro, it was
92?
just a bunch of go ahead.
In 92, Fred?
92.
Fred
In
was busting
92, bro.
mixtapes in
Yeah.
92, man.
Man, oh, I'll show you right now. I'll show you right now. So, um,
Let me get you a close up.
yeah, no, I did no, I will right now. I will right now. I what I did was I did a bunch of cover songs, right? A bunch of like I said, from Cocaine, from a lot of Ruthless, DJ Quick. A lot of them were cover songs, you know.
Right.
And at first, it was just kind of like just for the fun of it, like okay, it sounds cool. I was doing it on an actual boombox that recorded from tape to tape, and it was just kind of like I had the instrumental, so it was like okay, I just did the cover songs.
Right.
And I got up to, and then I did a couple of original ones that I'm not going to say I'm proud of, but but I mean they are what they are, you know, and because I mean at the time there was something, now it's like what the heck. So I did that, and then I had like I want to say like 7 or 8 songs. I don't remember exactly how many songs it was, and I was like, you know what, man, like I went I went out to the store and bought a box of, I think it was 15, 20, or 10, whatever it was, cassette tapes.
Right.
Brought them home, dubbed them all, and it was really because it would only fit the whole thing I had fit on one side of a 60-minute. So we re-record it again on side B, and then I hand wrote everything, man. I mean, I hand wrote every little single thing, and then I just out here and saw that it was a lot smaller back then, So I went out. Oh, that's me with Mac Dre as well. That I got to meet later on. But so I started handing out tapes to people, and I didn't even think about that of it, man. It was just for the fun of it, like, oh yeah, it's cool, whatever. But the thing was, a lot of these people that had not heard Cocaine, shout out to Marby's, man. A lot of people had never heard Cocaine. You know what I mean? They were just like, oh, okay, like, oh, that's pretty bad, or whatever they thought of, right? So I think, I didn't really think much of it. It was just kind of like for the fun of it. And it wasn't until it was a few months later. I don't remember exactly how many months, but it was a few months later where I was at a house party and we were around a pool table, and this one guy goes, "Hey man, hey Fred, hey, I heard you made a song about the town," and I was like, "What the heck?" Like yeah, like I was just kind of like in shock, like what the like. You guys heard it, like what I mean. I really didn't take it serious. What's up, Stumps? Shout out, man. And
Oh,
I just from there, man, they just kind of like started to take off, and then from there, well, before I get into any of that, I don't have the cover anymore. I used to have the cover, but I called it this, and then I released it. That tape I did in '92, I released it in '93. '93
right.
was the first release, and I called it Straight from the Underground, right? Not really understanding at the time what the underground was. You know what I mean? I did, the underground. I actually took that from uh, "F the Police" by Straight Outta Compton.
Okay. Fuck the
Straight
police
from the
coming straight
underground.
around.
The what?
Now I was singing a rap song. Fuck the police coming straight from the under.
Yeah. Okay, that's where I got it from. Straight from the underground. So I used to go by and see, and then so people out here in this area, they knew me as Fred Fish. So Fred
Okay.
Fish came from the fish name came from the landline. The landline, the last four digits were 3474. It spelled out fish. What's up, my brother?
Okay.
And so people just called me Fish because of the landline.
Right.
So that's how that started. So, anyways, it was Fred Fish, and then my good friend that he went by Droopy Dog. Everybody was dog at the time, something dog. But he ended up moving out to Texas. Shout out to Eric Galvan, man. Love and respect to him, man. He's still out there, and so yeah, he and I we got together. We did this tape, and yeah, it was passed around. So this is actually it right here, bro.
Wow. Hold on. Hold on.
You
Hold
know,
up.
the fact that I still have it.
Hold up. Hold up.
It's really it's all handwritten.
Wow. Is that the TDK
I
tape?
think so. Yeah, I want to say yeah. It's a little faded out, but yeah, man, yeah. So that's what it is, bro. That's what it is. So that was the first, you know, the first round, if you will, that came out at the time. And I remember, if I remember correctly, on the inside when you took the tape out, on the inside of the cover, I had handwritten "coming soon" or the follow up album or whatever it was I put. I don't know, whatever I wrote. Fred
Wow.
Fish catching the date. And I
Wow.
just thought of it on the moment. It was just kind of whatever thing. Again, not even taking nothing any serious for that matter. And so that took a while, man. So what happened from there was, so this was '93, and then I just stopped for a while. I kind of wrote on that first tape for a little bit for quite a while, and then I ended up buying a karaoke machine.
Mm.
And I mean, you go from '93 to like '96, if you will, something like that. Oh no, I want to say like late '96 actually. And I went and got a bunch of instrumentals. I went to there was a spot out there called the Music Zone, and I
Right.
went there and they had a bunch of records and tapes, singles, and so on and so forth. So I had singles from like the Dog Pound, again, DJ Quick, a lot of the G Funk stuff, the Twins and stuff like that. And then we wrote our own raps. My good friend of mine, God rest his soul, man, he's passed. Tommy Blue Eyes. At the time, he went by Slim Loke, and we started recording a mixtape, if you will, and we released it in June 7th of 1997. And
Right.
that one I had pressed up and you know what? The way I did it was one microphone, no pun intended, like Nas. All I need is one mic. But what I did was I connected um, the karaoke machine, like with VCRs and TV for movie skits and sound effects. Like if we dropped the if I wanted to change like the sound of money dropping on something, I had a friend of mine drop some change on a desk or something just to get that sound effect. If I wanted the dial tone from a phone, we used the landline, like we just put it up to the mic and did all this stuff, man. And then I had like track one, track two. So each tape was track one, track two, so we wouldn't have to do the verses over. It was just a lot of work, man. But we did it, we did it. That was the thing. So,
Hey, Fred,
well,
briefly, let me ask you, Fred, speaking on that, what you just said, how back in the day, how you had to record and do it the best way you could, right? What do
yeah,
you think about that and the difference? Because I know a lot of times today we say it definitely is easier for a lot of rappers. Anyone can do it now because it's easy to make the music, cut and paste, and all this stuff
yeah,
that technology gives you advantages to, opposed to when you had to do it that way. Do you
uh-huh,
of course respect what you did that way because you got it out the mud, as they say, and really,
uh-huh,
really learned really learned, got the knowledge of how it's done, opposed to
yeah.
how it's done. But do you appreciate what is the? I want to say this: what are the pros and cons that you think of how the technology is today? How the kids can kind of use it real easily, opposed to when you had to do it that way. But now someone like you can do it this way. So, what are the pros and cons of the new and old of technology, um, um, uh, uh, digital audio? I mean, digital or analog, all that.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what, man. The pros and cons is that everything is a lot faster now. You know, everything's a lot faster. We can put it out there, like we can record it right now and put it out as soon as this podcast is over. You know, that's how quick it can be. You know, but I think the cons are them and that it's just so easy that anybody can do it now. You
Right.
know, opposed to when I did everything that I told you, everything I just explained to you right now that I did. See, it took a drive, it took a love, it took a passion to do that, and that's what's missing. When you, it's like this, bro. It's like this. When I put this tape together, you know, and people didn't really appreciate it. I'll put it like this: I was like the town's most hated, bro, because I was kind of a laughing stock because people did not understand, you know, at the time, and you know, rightfully so. Neither did I, so I can't. I'm not speaking bad on my folks,
You
bro.
you
It's
saying they
just
understand, Fred?
yeah.
What didn't they understand?
Well, you know, they didn't understand, you know, it's just like, oh, you know, well, it's a beat from the dog pound and this and that, which later on, I mean, we're talking 97. So by 2003, the mixtape era came in. And
Oh,
now
okay.
I'm like probably years ahead of, you know, I was years ahead of it. You know, it
Okay.
was just, that's what it was. But I mean,
Okay,
but
got
I'll tell you like this, my perspective of the music, the way it was done before to the way it is now, again, like I said, it took a passion, it took a drive, and the issue I see in the issue I see with that, it's like being a kid and your parent tells you you want a car, yeah, okay, well you're gonna have to work for it, you know, and you're busting your tail trying to make that money to get a car that you want, you know, opposed to when that was me doing this swallow up mixtape, if you will. Is I was working my tail off to get it done. To opposed to the way we can do stuff today, it's like if somebody just says, "Oh, you want to rap? Oh, you want a new car? Here's the car keys." It's that easy.
right.
So
And the
there's no real passion behind it. You know, there's no real. It's just because it's there and it's accessible. It's that quick. Back then, we had to make it happen. That's the difference. You know.
do you
And
think
then
hey,
go ahead.
oh, go ahead. No, go
No,
ahead. Go ahead.
it's not saying that one is better than the other. It's just that back then we came from an era again from we looked at our at our the previous artists. We looked up to them and were inspired by them. We didn't come in trying to reinvent the wheel. We came in to enhance it. Opposed to now, it's like, you know, they try to throw us to the side, like, oh, you guys, you know, you guys are all old heads and you guys woo woo woo, you know.
Right. Hey, hey,
But we kept it going. Go ahead.
hey, do you think too? Because I just thought about this, right? Just how you spoke on, and I know how the
Uh,
music was made before, how hard it was to get music made,
oh,
to even get the studio, how hard it was. You had to know people, then you had to have some money,
yeah,
or whatever the case. You know, it just wasn't
yeah,
easy. And if you're a real producer back then, like you said, it wasn't easy. Those dudes really, you know what I mean, knew what they were doing. You had to. So
yeah.
it all the way around, I get it. But do you think too? I thought about this, how even how the music was made, or how opposed to how it is now, how it's so easy. Do you think with everything they're doing, like they make stuff easy like with the technology, but
Mhm.
on the flip side, if you don't know the technology or how to fix it or what's going on with it, you become dependent. So even though some
Yeah,
things are so easy, kids and even adults, it's gonna be even harder if you don't have them. Like, say if everything shut down, or just like, say for instance your phone. If you lose your phone or don't have your phone,
oh,
your whole
sure.
world is gone. And you don't know what to
Yeah,
do. Opposed to back in the day, like you said, when we grew up and things we had to learn, we were outside, we were learning things. You knew how to
yeah,
do stuff, break stuff down, get it right. They make it so easy, but at the same time, they make you dependent on what they're
yeah,
doing. So if you don't have it or don't have the means to it, you're lost.
yeah. No, definitely, definitely. You know what? Well, I mean, you nailed it, man. If we lose our phone, our world is gone.
It's
See, back
gone.
then, we had to memorize. You know, I knew
Right,
every one of my homies' phone number by just by memory, and just pick up
right,
the phone.
right,
You know,
right.
the headlines. Now it's like,
But now we're to push a button. So if you go to jail or if you're in your deaf anything and you have to call someone, you can call anyone.
Yeah, you can. I mean, like, hey, officer, can I get the phone, please? Can I use my phone real quick? It's like, man, I don't even know my son's phone number, dude. I really don't. I don't know my son's phone number.
You feel me?
I don't know it. I don't know. I just know because it's like a boom. That's it. I don't know his phone number. Like it's sad. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. It's everything's so simple now, man. It's dumbed us down.
I didn't mean to get off topic with what you said about made a comparison to, like you said, how music was made and how we talked about the pros and cons of music today. So again, we got off topic. Let me get back to Fred. So now, Fred, you started in 92, 93. Let's talk about Twoface Entertainment. Is that your first production company, or was that something later, or has it been Twoface since day one?
No, that came later. But before we get to that, man, let me show you the one I was talking about from '97, the catch of the day. I shout out to my friend George. He was my former supervisor. He had a computer, so we went to his house to have the cover made, and we shot it. So this is the. Let
me see.
Hold on. That's my friend right there, Tommy. You know, I mean, it's a pixel and just, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It was a tape on. I had it pressed up. He
got the cassette tape, y'all.
It had it all pressed up.
Original.
Yeah. I had it all pressed up, man. Everything was pressed up. Everything just, you know. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I released that in '97. And, yeah, so that's before all the whole Twoface Entertainment thing. Before we get to that, that was '97. Then in '98, I met two other people, and we recorded just a bunch of songs. And we had like 6 songs. We ended up with like 6 songs. So I put them together, and I put it together on a tape, like a little EP, 3 songs aside. And I said, you know what? This is it. I'm going to stop doing this karaoke stuff. You know, I'm going to record an actual album with, you know, in the studio with the CD and so on and so forth.
He said, I'm stop this karaoke stuff. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, I'm done with this karaoke stuff, you know, and getting instrumentals from like the Brat and all that, you know, all the '90s stuff, you know.
Right.
And Smile, like from Tupac, Scarface and Tupac, you know, and all this other stuff. And I mean, which they were actually, I mean, if I remember correctly, I haven't heard them forever, but they were actually pretty good for being mixtapes, you know. So I put that together. I put that tape together in '98, and I titled it Fred Fish Presents The Last Bootlegs. And that was the reason of the title, The Last Bootlegs, because I was done, man. I was done. I was moving on to a much bigger project, man, to record an actual, you know, an actual album now at a studio and so on and so forth. And unbeknownst to me, I didn't even know about home studios at that time. So this is it's just grimy as hell, bro. The Last Bootlegs.
Let me see.
You know?
The Last Bootlegs. Wow.
Yeah, bro. So see, and then here, it was all handwritten. This was handwritten, man. This was all handwritten, you know.
Right.
So I still have all this stuff, you know, both sides was handwritten and stuff, you know. So and then a lot of people still argue this in my hometown over here is that who was the hold on, before I get into that. But in the back it said the professionally whatever recorded album or whatnot. And at first I was part of this production company, whatever that not whatever, I don't mean in a disrespectful way. With my friend Ricky Lopez, man, he had a Smashdown Productions and he had a 4-track and we started recording there. So that was the first venture, you know, that was the first thing we were doing. And we started recording the you know, the first stuff that we started to do. And then we went in to record at a studio, and it was reel to reel, man, with the thick tape and, you know, the 2-inch tape and all this other stuff, man. It was just, a whole different sound, bro. It was just a whole different sound. You know, it took money, man. It took money. It took, it took a long time, to try to get that stuff done, Um, but then from that part, we we went our separate ways, but on good terms. There was no bad. There was no bad. No bad. No bad blood there, man. It was all good. I went on. Excuse me. I found this home studio with shout out to B Dog. We went there. I started doing some stuff there. Um, we started recording on which was now digital. You know, so a lot of the songs that I had did before at Smashdown, I took them and re-recorded them over here where I was at now. And I was really pretty much a floater, dude. I was floating around.
Right.
And at that point is where we're talking 1999. I said, man, you know what? I'm just gonna start a label, man. And I was thinking and thinking, and I'm a Gemini, bro. My birthday's on in May 30, May 30th. So I'm a Gemini, and I was like, we're known as two-faced people, bro. You know what I mean? And I said, you know what? Two-Face Entertainment. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay, I get it now. I get it.
Two-Face Entertainment, which you see, and a lot of people don't understand that. That's the reason for the colors of the label is green,
Right.
because it goes with the zodiac thing. So to even make that even more clear, at this time when I'm doing this album, now I changed the name from Fred Fish to Gemini. So I went to my zodiac thing. I was a Gemini now, and I'm recording this album at Windjammer Studios, and we're just working on the album, man. Just working on it. That's really what it became, man. But I'll pause for a little bit and let you ask me something, or
Right.
you want me
Shout
to
out
keep going because there's more to it. There's more to it.
to Fotorius in the
Thank you.
chat, and Eddie Vega. What up, homie?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
my nephew, man. That's my nephew. So shout out to Eddie Vega, man.
What up, Eddie?
Yeah.
Who? Let's see this coming up in Salinas, because we talked about your love of hip hop and all the artists you love. Were there artists in the Salinas Valley area that were doing anything major, or who had any influence on the area that you could say was a local rapper that was pretty dope or had influence?
I was the only one, bro. No, not for real. No, I'm kidding. No,
Oh,
no. You know what? Before it's me. Yeah, no, not for real. No, I'm kidding. No, you know what? No, before anybody really, the first one I heard was shout out to Playboy Chill, bro, out of Seaside, California, which is just right around the corner from us. Um, he was from Seaside, Playboy Chill from um Seaside Posse, I believe it was. And
okay.
that was the first guy I seen with the CD. Like, oh damn, like okay. Um, but he was one of the first ones. And then also too after that, I saw, I forget the name of the album, which I got to work with this guy too, man. Good dude. I just spoke to him just not long ago. Was Doom, MC Doom.
MC
He had
Doom.
a tape on at the time. Yeah, he had a tape on at the time. He was signed to Cherry Records out of the Bay Area, but he was a Salinas guy. So those are the first two people that I actually, if you ask me of who I saw first, it had to be them two.
Okay.
And then there was a Seaside. The city of Seaside was doing a lot of stuff. They had a what was that, a compilation, major investments. Then I saw people like John Upshaw. Shout out to John Upshaw, man. I got to work with him as well. Yeah, I just started seeing a lot of people pop up, man. A lot of people pop up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? I was like, what the heck? Like, but yeah, man, no, yeah, that's what it was out here. So, but I will say this. For the longest time, there's been a big old well, not so much as anymore, man. And I don't mean it in any kind of malice or hostility towards it, but like I said, I wasn't really the favorite, if you will. I mean, I think oftentimes people mistaken it, and I'll put it to you like this, man. I think sometimes people don't. It's not that they don't like you; it's just that they prefer their homie to be the guy representing the area or the city or whatever it is. they oftentimes don't see things for what they are, as far as like, okay, well, this guy has more music or song, whatever the case may be, right? So with that said, there was a big old people saying, no, I was the first, rap artist out of Soledad, California. Well, I'll put it to you this way, bro. I happen to be the first one. And
Okay.
I have the receipts to show it, and I'm not saying that in any kind of like, oh, it's me, check me out, this kind of shit. I'm just saying what it is. We rapped about the town, like from the first sign that you would see, there was a sign that used to say, "May the women always be at your back." We rapped about that on that Straight from the Underground.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what it is, bro. That's what it is. So it's not I'm not trying to, you know, uh disrespect for that matter, you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm just saying what it is, and that's what it is.
Right,
So yeah,
right,
that's
right.
it, man, that's it. But yeah, I mean, from there, man, I started working on that album, and I'll pause for a little bit right here, bro. But I actually I would call. I had this like catalog of phone numbers where you could call like any label in the world. So I started calling around. I actually called. I'll say it now. I called Bad Boy. I called Bad Boy. I called Death Row. I called and I think Priority, and just like just called just to see if I could get in touch with them.
Right.
Uh, who came knocking to that who came knocking after was Koch Records in back in 2000. They started calling me. Uh, and their A&R started to call me. So when I was working on this album, I think the album wasn't done. It was a couple of songs in, and the guy asked me to send him a copy. I sent it to him. He was in New York, and man, dude, that dude called me every day. Every day he was calling me like, "Hey man, what's up with the album? Hey man, I need to talk to you. Woo woo, all this other stuff." I honestly did not believe it was actually Koch Records. The guy, he was asking to sign me and all this other stuff, and he at the time they had Be Legit from E40. They had I think Exhibit and Bone Thugs and Harmony at the time, and Woody, the Norteño rapper from the Bay Area. And
Okay.
the guy told me, look, man, it goes, if you want to do songs, if you sign to us, you can get songs with any of them for free, you know, because they're label mates or whatnot. And I was like, you know, whatever. So I didn't really didn't believe it. I was like, kind of, what the heck? Like, who is this guy? So, well, I used to go on message boards, back in the day on the computer. Back when you had to go, we didn't have the phone. We couldn't go and check our email on our phone. We had to go on the computer. So if you went out shopping, you wanted to go home right away to check your MySpace or the message board. That's what it was. And they had a message board. Shout out to the sickness.net, man. Everybody was in there.
Hey, hold up. I remember
What?
remember that website, man. They were dope. Sickness.net.
Yeah,
Sickness.net. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, they were dope.
sickness.net. I was in there, man. I was in there for years with them guys, interacting with them dudes. You had Yuck Mouth with the Looney. You had Gold Toes in there, Brother Nate's Hung. Uh, Burner was in there. Woody was in there, like and Big Tone, and all these people were in there, man. They were in there interacting with everybody. I was talking to them daily, like we were running around the message boards. And I sent Woody a private message, and I told him, hey man, can you give me a call, bro? I need to talk to you. And he called me, dude. He called me. God rest his soul, bro. God rest his soul. I've never been into the whole, you know, uh, kicking sides. I've never been to the gangbang and stuff, but he called me and I talked to him, man. Super cool guy, man. Super cool guy. He was just like, hey, man, so like, what's up? You know, and I told him, hey, man, look, I told him about the Koch Records incident, you know, and then he was like, he goes, what's the name of the guy that's calling you, bro? He asked me, you know, and I told him, and I'll say it now. I can say it, you know. I go, his name's Cliff Coultry, and he's it's real, bro. The guy, he goes, let me ask you a question. I said, yeah. He's he goes, I bet he calls you every day, huh? I go, yeah, he does. He goes, you know what, man? He goes, that's what they were doing to me, man. But then after, he goes, once I signed, he goes, I couldn't even get a hold of him. And I was like, damn, like, all right, you know. So, long story short, bro, that was the only conversation I had with Woody ever, bro. I never physically met him. I just talked to him on the phone. And that was maybe about 20 to 40 minutes of that, you know.
Right.
And that was it, you know. So I can't say I knew the guy, you know. But I did talk to him, and he was a lot of help.
Hey, let me ask
Go
you
ahead.
this. Let me ask you this,
Uh,
Fred. What were some of you speak a lot about the Bay and you being in the
uh,
middle. I'm sure you had a lot of influence, but what influence did the Bay have on you in your music?
you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you like this because I ended up working with Yuckmouth as well from the Loonies, you know.
Okay.
So being from the Bay Area and stuff, but my true heart to this day, I'll tell you like this. I'll put it to you this way: the album that I worked on and I finally finished it. And let me go back a little bit. I didn't sign. I ended up releasing it myself under Twoface Entertainment, um, which was not the first, but I think it was. I believe my album was the third of the you know from the rosters that I had. Um, but it was the third release. But I honestly did not like my album. It's titled Gemini Casualties of Life. I actually don't like that album, bro. It came out dark. That's not what I had in mind for it to come out. You know, it had its own sound. So its influence, yeah, a lot of it has because it does have Bay Area artists and stuff like that. Shout out to, you know, Yuckmouth of the Loonies, you know, Mr. Key, you know, Dutch. Shout out to Dutch. He owns We the West, you know, .com. And I met them through the sickness. Uh, Chaos the Assassin, God rest his soul, he passed away. He was on Killer Valley Entertainment. Uh, I just had a long roster of people on there, and a lot of the locals. Anybody that was rapping at the time, I had them on the album. It was a compilation almost, you know, or it pretty much was, but it was my album, you know. Um, but my true passion has always been the G Funk era, bro.
Right.
That style of music. So
Okay.
you know, so yeah, the album. I don't have anything bad against the Bay Area or nothing like that. They're much love to them, bro. I work with them and everything. It's been great. But my preferred passion and my thing would be the G Funk era, and I still have yet to release anything, or not I want to say anything. I have released a couple of things, but I have not. I still feel I have the best album in me, bro, to release, even at this age. You know what I mean? To release an album that I wanted to sound a certain way. I want that certain sound. You know what I mean? That just that that G Funk sound, that up
Right.
tempo, you know, beat you can dance to. You know, kind of like a '90s feel in a sense almost. So yeah, man, I'll put it through that way.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah,
When does it okay, and what at what point of your career do you feel cuz I know you've pretty much been independent.
huh?
What at what point in your career do you feel was your most memorable, proud or best moment? Cuz like I'm sure you go through a lot of ups and downs and
Yeah,
or not even ups and downs, just trying to find your way. But what would you
yeah.
say was your best proud or most memorable moment through your journey in music?
Shoot, there's been a couple of them, bro. But
Okay.
I'll say this. I think, and I'll probably be kicking my own butt after this, be like, oh, wait, what's this? But I think I would have to say I'll say one of the proudest moments was when I got to work with Yuckmouth, man, of the Loonies. That
Okay.
was that was to me was one of the biggest moments for me, bro, because come on, everybody knows the song I got five on it.
Right.
And when I met him and stuff and got to, and it wasn't just meeting him, we partied, man. We partied all night long, you know what I mean? And we was like, damn, like I have never in my life ever again have seen somebody smoke that much, bro. Like I was like, man, he's not lying, bro. He's not lying. But and I've stayed in touch with him. He's a cool dude. Shout out to Yuck, man. And
Yuck.
that had to be one of the highlights for me, bro, because years before that I was with both of my nephews and we were here at the and we were I think my mom was in the hospital at the time and I was here with two little nephews, they were small. Yeah, Eddie Vega being one of them, he was like what, like 10, 11, something like that. And we were playing the Yuck Mouth album, I think the Albulation or whatever, the double CD.
That
And I
was
told him,
hey, hold up.
uh,
That was my favorite Yuck Mouth album.
oh
All of
yeah,
his solo shit, the album
oh,
was
dude,
fire. 98.
yes, the
98.
double
All right,
CD.
go ahead, bro.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were playing that, bro. And I told the kids, I'm gonna do a song with them one of these days, And I pretty much manifested that when I got to meet them and record with them and party with them and everything, bro. We kicked it, dude. We kicked it. It wasn't just like, oh, hey, okay, whatever. Like, no, we kicked it, bro. It was real. You know what I mean? It was like cool dude, bro. And so to me, it felt like I have. I don't want to say accomplished. Well, I accomplished to an extent to where I wanted to get to at the end of the day. With somebody that I looked up to. So it was a great thing, And at first, it was at first I got a little nervous, man. I'm like, damn, this is yuck. You know what I mean? That's my first time, recording with somebody. But uh, you start to think like, man, this is what you built up to. This is what we're here, and we ended up doing the song, man. So that was, yeah. So yeah.
Hey, Fred, let me ask you
Go
this.
ahead.
What aside from that being Yuck and the classic moment, memorable and all
Uh,
that, starstruck, I'm sure. What do you learn when you work with someone like a Yuck or someone who's a professional recording artist who's done so much in the game? What do you take from them, even in the process, or if you've seen them record, or whatever the case that you take from them that you can learn aside from just that being Yuck that you could take from that?
you know what? It's just, you know what? I'll put it to you like this. I feel like you know what? I have this thing, man, where I don't really, it might sound wrong, bro, but I don't really like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? I just see it as for what it is in the moment. Um, I treat people like people, and that's it. I think,
But I mean, no, Fred. I don't know if
oh,
you're
okay,
missing what I'm saying. I'm saying,
okay.
what do you take from someone like a Yuck, far as um artist wise, professionalism wise? Like,
Oh,
okay,
artist wise?
what I learned something from him that I could take with me, like far as him being a professional recording artist. I don't know if you took anything.
Yeah, you know what? That's one thing I did get. And it didn't have to do with recording, bro. One of the things I did take was that no matter what, bro, because I mean, this man was gonna go record with going to do a show the next day. Um, so he was kicking it with, and he didn't want to leave. He was kicking it with us all night and all day. And you know what? Shout out to my homie Rocco, man. He went and picked him up at the hotel in this little Kia, and Yuck was riding with him. He took him to the studio. And he took him over to Young Gun Studio. That's where we recorded it. But I mean, if there's one thing that I feel that I could take from that, man, is that to always be down to earth, bro. No matter what, you know. I mean, here he is, a platinum artist, bro, riding around in a Kia. You know what I mean? He didn't feel like he was too good for anything, you know. He kicked it
Right.
with us and did it just like anybody else, you know. So to me, that's always been a thing, you know, to just be yourself. That's what I took from it at the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day, the other one, and I will tell you this, that's been my thing. To be just to be down to earth, to be humble about it. Because even meeting Roger Troutman was a humble experience, bro. Because I met him, and then it was like years later I seen him again, and he knew my nephew and I by name, you know, by names, and it just really meant a lot, bro. And that's the kind of thing that, to me, when an artist can do that, that's the kind of artist I was inspiring to be, because it was like, you know, they make that impact. You know, they make that impact after so much, and they're still really humble about it. I'm not saying they do that with everybody else, but maybe there was a connection that they saw that they could relate to or whatnot. You know. Thank
Right.
you.
Right.
And so that's what I took from it. Other than the recording stuff, bro, it's just it was more on more at who they were as a person. You know.
Right.
That's what I got from it, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
At what point do you start filming your legendary documentary The Life of Fred Segura, where I
Well,
I encourage people to go hold on. I encourage people to go check out that documentary. Go to
yeah.
Fred's page. DD has his links in the comments.
Yeah.
Go to Fred's page and check out this documentary.
Yeah. Street
Uh,
Connect. Street Connect.
yeah,
Yeah.
Street
Street
Connect.
Connect. Yeah.
And he takes you on a journey through Salinas. He takes you on a journey through his musical journey, how he started and studio sessions. He even interviews artists from his area. I thought
Yeah.
that was pretty dope too.
Thank
To
you.
interview
Thank
different
you.
from your area. You have people from the Bay in there, and of course, it takes you on the journey of Fred. Tell us about this documentary, bro, and how this came about.
So the way it came about, bro, was that I this is before the internet, almost a little bit before the internet, you know. MySpace was already popping, and I think had already started to fade out. But I noticed that everybody was like, "Oh, you know, I'm dropping an album, and go pick it up at another spot that was later on. That was a big mom and pop stores to us out here in the Salinas Valley with Street Beats. Shout out to Angel, man. He always helped us out as local artists, you know.
Right,
Shout out to him, man. He's a good man right there, man. But so he had a little record store, Street Beats, and he sold, you know, CDs and stuff like that out of the store, and helped us independent artists do that. So what would happen was everybody's on top of the album, go get it at Street Beats, you know, go get it at Street Beats, and so on and so forth. And what ended up happening was I started noticing, like, what I mean, what else are we doing here? You know what I mean? What's going on? You know, and you know, and everybody's the most famous rap artist, you know, and all this other stuff. I'm starting hearing people talk, you know, the way they talk on message boards and so on and so forth. So I picked up a camera, bro. I picked up a camera, regular Canon with a little DV tape. Boom, and I just went around, started recording people, interviewing them. You know, and at first you get your typical rap artist, you know, that, hey, check me out, you know, hey, coming soon, and okay, when they got off the chest, it was like, hey, talk to me, you know, and then I was filming. Then, you know, then I just started to put it all together. So this was around, I want to say, I believe it was around 2006, maybe. I started
okay,
recording that. I started with that. And I started filming a bunch of footage. And I'll be honest with you, like I was filming people, and I had a bunch of like interviews already with people. But what happened was I didn't I didn't really know where I was going with it. You know, I really didn't know where I was going with this. I just felt like, okay, um, I was just filming people. Excuse me. Come 2007, uh, I worked on it a little bit more, and then that's when my mother got sick on me. So then at that point, I stopped for like a whole year. I stopped for like a whole year because of that situation, and I picked it up again, I believe, in 2009, and continued to shoot and film and everything else. And I went all over the place, man. I mean, anywhere you could think of. Like, we went out to like the Merced area, just everywhere, really filming all over the place, throughout all the local area here and everywhere in between. Just filmed a whole bunch of stuff. And it's it's a lot to put together, man. To put together a documentary, it's a lot, So I put it together, and I pretty much had it. There was like, those that know about editing, man. It was So now we're talking like 2000, early 2010,
Okay.
and it's and then there's like 7 to 8 rough cuts from that point, of the documentary. And I sent it to this one friend of mine that worked for the paper, and I told him, hey man, I go, check this out. I go, I want you to check it out. I want you to tell me what you think. Thank you, bro. And I said, and he calls me back, the next day, and he says, hey Fred, you know what, bro? He's it's cool, bro. He goes, but your film has no heart. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, your film doesn't, it doesn't have any heart, bro. You need something, right? You need something. You need to follow somebody around.
How did that make you
Somebody
feel?
that, huh?
How did that make you feel when he said that?
What? No, it didn't. I'm a real. You know what? I'm like this, bro. Like a lot of people get offended when they say, "Oh, it sucked." If I ask you, G-Lew, if I say, "Hey, bro, what do you think of this?" I'm leaving it open. I'm leaving it open for you to tell me what you think of it.
Right.
I'm open to it, bro. I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, you're just hating them." Then what did I ask you for then? You
But
know?
but nowadays that's the thing. If you don't like
Yeah,
something, automatically you're a hater. So
yeah,
it's real sensitive for artists and people these days, in the rap game, in life period. It's
yeah,
hard because people are sensitive, right?
yeah. No, yeah, definitely, bro. So it kind of, it's just like they don't know. They need to listen to what we're saying. If I ask you, "Hey, what do you think of this?" I want you to give me your honest opinion. Don't be like, "Oh yeah, no, it's cool." People usually do that. It's cool, but it's not saying much. It's like, all right,
Right.
or dude, it sucked, and people get really, hurt by that. Oh, you're just hating. It's not hating, bro. We put ourselves there. Be careful what you ask for because you might just get it.
Right,
And some
because
people,
yeah, become an
go ahead.
artist, a public figure, or even a YouTube, whatever, you put
Yeah,
yourself for public opinion, right? So
yeah,
yeah,
that's
you
what it
gotta.
is. So when you told me your film's missing heart, bro, it doesn't have any heart. It's like it's dry. I took it as constructive criticism. I didn't take it as a bad thing. You know, it even gets better. So I went back and I started searching for somebody that I could follow around that could tell me, somebody that could follow. And it was the most typical story from a lot of people. Oh, I live in the projects. I never met my dad. I'm slinging D here, and I'm keeping my family afloat. Yada yada yada. It's the typical rap story, you know. And I'm like,
Right.
I don't do that. I didn't want to do that. It was too cliche for me. So I thought, I said, I don't know, man. So I ended up calling my friend back. Shout out to Marcos, man. He's going through some stuff right now. Love and respect. Excuse me. Love and respect to him and his family, man. I hope everything,
Respect,
everything come forward for him. May God
respect.
keep him in the, God keep him in His glory to everything work out. But so he I told him and said, hey man, hey Marcos, like, go check this out, dog. Like, I didn't find anything, dude. I don't know what to do from this point, And he's the one that told me, bro. He's the one that told me. He said, Fred, when I told you that, bro, he goes, I meant you, bro. He goes, you have a unique story, you know. Yeah, and I'll say it right now, man. My mom was in a coma, and I was dealing with that. I was dealing with that, carrying that weight around with me, like, and still trying to do the music stuff, to keep myself busy from that.
Right.
And I told him, man, I don't know if I want to, I don't want to put myself out there like that. And he said, look, dude, he goes, film everything, dude. He goes, film it, bro. That doesn't mean you have to use the footage, but trust and believe, you'll enjoy it later. You'll be able to be able to see what you had to go through, I go, I don't want to put my mom like that, He goes, you don't have to film her face or nothing like that, bro, So very, very unwillingly, bro. Really, and I'm gonna be very transparent here, bro. I'm very personal. Very,
Okay.
very much against my will, bro. I'm very hesitant. I went and shot the intro and I shot the outro to the film, and it just, dude, just to edit that stuff was it was just heartbreaking, dude. It was I was just like, wow. But and I don't expect people to be like, oh yeah, this was more personal, you know. It was because it was for me, it was my story. So I ended up shooting that and I put it together. And there's a scene, and I will say this at the end, toward the end, when I'm in the room with my mom, I shoot a clock. There's a clock on the wall, and I shot the clock. And then a couple of people, when they saw the documentary, they're like, "Hey man, did you notice something?" And I'm like, "What?" Is that clock you shot at the end of the movie? I'm like, "Yeah." They said, "You didn't notice, huh?" And I'm like, "Notice what?" They go, "The clock was stopped." And I said, "Yeah, I did notice it. That's why I shot it." They go, "Well, what do you mean?" I go, "Because my time had stopped. My mom was ill, bro. She was passing on me, bro, and my clock stopped." That's what that represented in the film. So there's a lot of artistic uh, footage in there that's more personal than anything. So
Right.
so when I recut it and I sent it back to him, he's like, "That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's exactly what you needed." And still, even then, the film was a little too long. I was asked to go see somebody, somebody that knew about that stuff, and he going back to constructive criticism. He just dogged me out, man, on the film. He's like, "Oh, this thing's trash. This thing's a piece of work. Piece of you know S, and this is like not good, and yada yada yada. It's too long. You need to cut this. You need to do this. You need to do that." I sat there, G-Lew, when as he ridiculed me in a sense, but I was listening not to the offense that he was giving me. I was actually listening to the points that he was giving me. I came home so inspired, bro. So inspired from a 2.5 hour documentary. I came home and cut it down to an hour, bro, and it came out to the T of exactly what I wanted that very day. And it took about 14 months of editing, bro. That film.
Hey, but how do you make when I can see if you're making a scripted movie,
Mhm.
something like that. But when you're making a documentary, which is just based on your life and just real, real time, how
Yeah.
you know what I mean? How can it be good or not good when it's just what it is?
Well, see, the thing is, And I'll say it, the beginning and the end is my life. In the middle, it's the different artists are talking. That's why hence the name Street Connect. The streets are connected. You know, I got people from everywhere. Everybody's an independent artist. You know, so that's what it is. So I'm only in the beginning and at the end. You know, as far as my story, that opens the film, and I close it with that. You know, with my story at the end. So it just kind of it all just flows together. That's what it
Right. Got
is. Man. That's what it is. So I mean and that's what ended up happening, bro. That's what ended up happening. So yeah, I don't take things as I don't take things to heart like that, man. It's just I that's what it is. And you know what? And I will say this. Shout out to Tony A, bro. I
Tony.
know
Yeah.
he got yeah. Shout out to Tony A. He's a good friend, bro. He's 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 gotten a lot of slack for the documentary that he was supposed to come out with. If anybody's ever cut film that long, dealing with life itself, and maybe perhaps dealing with people who don't want to participate and stuff like that, it makes it very difficult. I
Right.
can't put the whole blame on him. You know what I mean? I cannot put the whole blame on him. You
Think
know?
what Tony A, and that's my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I fuck with Tony A all the way.
yeah,
That's a real homie,
yeah,
real musical all the way, all the way through. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I think what got him caught up, or the issues are when he when you I guess charged the people or started to go for whatever it was where people
yeah,
paid money. Now that puts you in a cross. Whatever, and like you said, people never
yeah,
know what's really going on, how this works and how it doesn't. Even tonight when
yeah,
we had our show, we had difficulties. People don't know these, they're just ready for the show. But I
yeah.
think when you, like, once you get people who donated money and all this, it gives a lane for people to, I mean, especially the people that are against you, to talk
Yeah.
shit. You feel me?
Well, I give money as well. I'm not gonna. I, I mean, look, let's keep it real, bro. I haven't skipped any meals, bro. But anyways, I'm I'm just saying, at the end of the day, bro.
Man, it's big.
at the- hey man, hey Tony, give me
I
the money back, bro. I'm starving
think
now. No, no, you know what? Shout
we
out much love and respect to him, and I will say this for those people who don't know, and I'm not just throwing it out there like that, bro. Um, Tony comes from a long line of hip hop as well, and he's produced High C, worked with some of the legends in the game, DJ Quake, Frost, you know, um, and High C and stuff like that. You know what I mean? People like that. And one thing I will say, I've always talked to him like a regular friend, bro. And then never once said hey Tony, what's up? When can I be on your show? Nothing, bro. Because I don't I don't do that, bro. You know, I don't do that. He's a friend of mine. That's what it is, and that's
right.
it, bro. I'm not using him as a stepping stone. Actually, I will say that getting into the whole Tony A thing, bro. And I don't mean to stay on this too long, but I will say this. Uh, and he knows that I told him this before. Uh, Dealing with artists the way I have before, bro, and we kind of cut through a lot, from the beginning. But I've dealt with very difficult artists, bro. And I'll put it to you this way: recording artists are divas, bro. Whether you're male or female, they're divas. They are gold digging divas. They want to go somewhere, you know. Thank you, Ed. They go wherever they feel they're going to be benefited the best, you
Right.
know. And oftentimes they'll come to the label because they see the finished product. They don't see the work that goes into it. So when you put them to work and they release one song and they start getting a little more likes than they did before, they get lazy on you. They think that the label should do the work. But artists should always do the work, bro. You know,
Right.
and that's the misconception. So I've been burned a lot, bro, in this game. that's the dark side of the game. I've been burned a lot, taken advantage of. People think like, oh yeah, well whatever, or been, just whatever the situation is. I'm not going to get into a big old sad story, but I was watching Soren Baker. Shout out to Soren Baker, bro. He interviewed Tony A. And Tony
Thank you.
A. Thank you, Pearl. He was on Soren Baker, and I remember uh Tony A was talking about how, excuse me, the difficulty it was for him to work with artists that had turned their back on him, and I was like, what the heck? Like, what the heck, man? I mean, here's a guy that had connections to, all these. You welcome me. Thank you. Um, Majors, was a gold selling artist. Worked with some legends in the game: Dr. Dre, Easy E, Ice Cube. Uh, High C, and all these other people. And I said, damn. Really? I was in shock. Like it was like his story was reflective of mine. Only mine was on a more independent, lower level.
Right.
So I reached out to the guy, man. I reached out to him because he intrigued me with that. And I mean, cool dude to this day, brother. Cool dude to this day, and that's where I leave it, man. That's where I leave it. So I see him as a good friend, bro. I don't treat people like stepping stones, bro. I genuinely feel. I make these connections with people, bro, because it's what it is, bro. So shout out to Tony A. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Tony A, man. Tony A, the wizard, man, the legend.
Yeah,
Tony,
you're
man.
legend, bro.
Hey, let me
Yeah.
go do a few of these pictures and tell us what was going on here, brother.
Okay. Oh, that's
Hell.
actually that's at the sickness down at barbecue, bro. That's Sally Sell from It's Going Down Tonight.
Sally Sale.
Sally Sell, brother. Yeah. Cool dude too, man. Cool dude too. Very humble, very cool. Just down ass dude, bro.
That's a young Fred right there. Fred.
Oh
that's
yeah.
what
Yeah. I was
Fred
about to be, you know what, bro? I was
outside
about
and
to be I was about to be a dad, like very short right there at that point. Very short
wow.
at that point. I was just about to be a dad at that point. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not far from, man. Yeah, no,
Classic.
definitely. Shout out to Shelly Cell, bro. It's
Now,
going down tonight.
let's go to
That's
the who's that
that's
right
Killer Priest from the Wu Tang
Wu-Tang.
affiliate. Yeah, Wu Tang affiliate, Killer Priest, bro. That was at a show he did. Super cool dude too, man. Very cool people. Everybody I've met so far has been very cool, bro. Yeah, no, definitely. Shout out to him.
You guys throwing up right there.
The Wu Tang, yeah, we're throwing up the Wu Tang, bro.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
definitely.
Killer Priest.
Yeah,
Check out this next one right here. Tell us
that's
about this.
that's on the left right there. That's Killer Tay. That's me in the middle, the short guy. And then that's Sibo, the bald head nut, man. Sibo, shout out to Sibo. He was on the All Eyes on Me, the Tupac All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
And he's an underground Sacramento legend, man.
Yeah.
Straight up. No, definitely.
Shout out to
Definitely,
C.
bro.
I got to kick it with Seabo a few weeks ago at a
Is that
video shoot
right?
doing, yeah, man,
Oh,
down
that's
in
right. That's
downtown.
right. Yeah,
Shout
man.
out to C.
Shout out to Sibo, man. Shout out to Killer Tate, man. Yeah,
Legends right there.
yeah,
Legends.
definitely,
Man,
definitely.
Fred, man, you've been moving around. Let's go to this next
Oh,
one, brother. Who we
that's
got here? Ray
man.
Love.
Yeah, Ray Love, brother. That's one of Tupac's best friends, bro. Ray Love. Yeah, Ray Love from the Bay, man. Yeah,
Hey,
definitely.
do you know Ray Love is actually married now to Pac's sister?
Is that right?
They've been together for some years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of great things. Shout out to Ray Love.
Yeah, shout out to Ray Love, man. No, definite, bro. Yeah. Oh, you know what? They've all been good people when I met them, bro. Every single one of them, bro.
Yeah,
And like I said, I've always met people for who they are, bro. Not to be, not to be all like, doing this and that, But I mean, yeah.
right.
So,
Mama Pearl said, Fred, you are a good man, brother.
thank you, Pearl. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Love and respect to you. And then and Spanx. Yeah, definitely.
Big Spanky. It's Big
Yeah, big
Spank. Shout out to
Spanx.
Spank. And
Yeah,
Leah can't
shout out
forget.
to Big Spanx, man. Right?
Okay. Okay, let's go to this next one right here. Who we got here?
Well, that's me when I skipped meals. No, no, for real. I had lost a lot of weight, man. I'm proud of that picture for that, but I need to get back to that. But that's John Densmore, bro, the drummer from the Doors with Jim
Oh
Morrison,
wow.
bro. That's the drummer from the Doors, bro. And back in the background, you see Eddie Vega back there. That's my nephew. We went that day. And actually,
Yeah.
there's
Wow.
another picture with my kids and John Densmore, man. So yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, man. That's it. That's a rock legend right there, brother. That's a rock legend. Yes, sir, my brother. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, Spanks.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
that's a legend right there, a rock legend, you know?
Yeah, from
Yeah,
Venice. I
you
didn't know
know?
the doors were from Venice. Wow. Thank
Yeah,
you, Eddie.
yeah, yeah, no, thanks. And you know what? I don't know if I sent you the one because we have the one too with Ray Manzarek of the Doors. I don't know if I sent you that one, but yeah, I got to meet Ray Manzarek. Eddie and I got to meet him as well. So we met two out of four. We met two of them. Yeah,
That's
you
dope.
know.
Dope.
Thank you.
That's hella. That's hella dope, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it's always a great thing, man. It's always a great thing to meet legends, you know. Yeah, straight up,
Yeah.
man.
Let's go back to this one. I showed this one earlier, but it was just briefly. But take us back to
Uh,
this legend right here.
oh, that's hey, rest in peace to Mac Dre, brother. Rest in peace to Mac Dre. That was at Club Gemini, bro, in Monterey. Cool dude, bro. You know what? Very, very cool, humble guy. Just all the way around, bro. Just a very good dude. I mean, we took that picture after the club. We kicked it for a little bit. You know, he showed me his band and stuff like that, and they were all there. All of the Thiz people were there, bro. Very cool man, bro. That was like I think maybe a few months or I want to say a little under a year before he was unfortunately taken from us, bro. But yeah, that's Mac Dre, brother. That's Mac Dre. Rest in peace to Mac Dre, man. Thiz. Yeah,
Rest in
definitely, bro.
peace. Great.
Yeah.
Yes, man. Legend. Legend.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
next one.
That's
Ooh.
Yuck Mouth with the Loonies, bro, and I were in the club right there. That's the night before we recorded, bro. We're running amok, dude. We're running amok that night. You know, we're in the club, you know. But that's
Right.
Yuck right there, man. That's it. You know what, man? That dude. You know what? I'll put it to you this way. He's all, man, follow us to the club. You know, meet us at the club. He goes, you know where this place is at? I said, yeah. So we went from Salinas to Monterey, which is maybe about 15, 20 minutes. And yeah, man. And I remember we went and my shout out to my homie Rocco, the one that I told you he drove him to the studio the next day. But we went, bro, and I remember coming home, bro. And we seen the sun coming up, bro. I'm like, damn, we were all night with the. It was
Wow.
crazy. It was crazy.
That's
Yeah, man.
dope.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
definite, bro.
shout out to Yuck Mouth.
Yeah, shout out to you, my man. The Loonies, Regime General.
That part.
Definite, bro. Yep. I
Let's
got
go.
5 on it. It's a legend,
Ooh,
man. The legend. It's me. No, not for real. This Spice One, brother. Spice
right.
One, you know. Yeah, Spice, man. Spice One. Shout out to Spice One, bro. You know what, man? I met Spice more than once. That's another dude, bro. That he seen me. He was like, "Hey, what's up, friend?" You know, woo, woo, woo. And a a little trailer for the Street Connect on my channel. And at the end, I put him at the end, and he's like, "Hey, Street Connect, yeah, yeah, yeah." He's saying something at the end, you know. And he asked me before. He goes, "Hey, man," he goes, "Hold on." He goes, "You're gonna shoot some shit?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey, hold on." He goes, "What's the name of the documentary?" I go, "It's called Street Connect." All right, man. He goes, "Turn the camera on." I turned it on, bro. He spit that for me, bro. To you know, he's just saying some stuff, you know. Um, he wasn't rhyming or nothing. He was just saying some stuff, you know, promoting the documentary. And you see my nephew Eddie Baker in the background of that video.
Right.
But when he did that for me, bro, it was that night. And man, he did it on the strength for the love, bro. He didn't tell me, "Oh, well, you know, I'm gonna charge you." No, he did it for me just like that, bro. Because I had already met him before. Good dude, bro. Good, really solid, good dude. You know what? He's when we, you know, when I first met him, he seemed a little standoffish. But once he gets to feel you and get to know you around, man, he's one of the funniest dudes you could ever meet, bro. Just a funny dude, bro. You know what I mean? Just a funny, good guy that's just a big old joker, bro. And he knows how to tell stories, bro. You know,
Right.
and he's a very good dude. I mean, he for those that don't know what is it, Slap on the Side of Me, uh what is it, 187 Proof and all this other, he has all these. He was on
Yep.
the Menace to Society soundtrack, The
Yep.
Trigger's Got No Heart, so on and so forth.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
man, shout out to Spice, man. Shout out to Spice One.
Spice
Yeah,
One.
yeah. And there he is
Another one.
again, bro, when I met him the time before that. Yeah, there he is again, bro. We're kicking back right there. And you know what? Shout out to my homie Tank at Ghetto Ballin', dude. Ghetto Ballin' Entertainment. That was at his spot right there, bro. We were kicking it right there.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
definitely, bro. Definite.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
no,
Spice
yeah.
One. Hey, hey, there's so much you've done in the game. I seen on the documentary that you said, you put your work in, you put your time in, you did your thing as an artist. Now you want to kind of sit back and
Yeah,
be on the executive side.
yeah.
Where do you see yourself now, Fred? Because like you said, you've been there, done that, you've done it
Mhm.
all, and the game has changed a lot. Where do you see yourself now, as far as Twoface Entertainment and Fred Segura, the artist, the man? Where are we with it right now?
Well, you know what, man? I was pretty much semi-retired from the rap game. You know what I mean? I had stopped, and I thought like, it's just what it is. I like I said, I still have a. I mean, there'll always be passion in my heart for it, bro. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for because I love it. I loved it from day one.
Right.
But my shout out to my nephew Eddie Vega. Well, last year he came out with an album entitled "The Soft Parade." He brought me out of retirement, bro. He brought me out of retirement. I ended up doing two songs with him. Uh,
Can
I
we can
ended up
hold up?
doing the
Can
one.
is there any way possible? I know this is cliche, and we don't really do this
Uh,
anymore. Is there any way we
uh,
could get some bars from Fred tonight,
you,
man?
you, you know what?
Can Fred
You know,
kick
you,
can Fred kick something for the people who never heard Fred and want to hear the homie Fred get down right now?
you know what? Hold on, man. You putting me on the spot here. No,
Where
no, hold
we
on.
at with
You know what?
it now? Where we at with it right now?
Here's another thing, brother. Here's another thing, and I will be. I hate to do this, bro. I'm very and anybody that's ever recorded with me knows this. I really don't.
Freestyle.
I don't really get down, bro. I don't really like, I write it, I go and step in the booth, I record it, and I get up. I don't really, yeah, I don't know, bro. It's just not my thing, brother. I'm sorry, bro. I don't really,
I'm fucking
I,
with you.
I wish I
Fuck-
did, bro. But
No, I'm fucking with you, Fred.
no,
I didn't.
no, it's cool. I mean, because that's what it is. People say, hey, when you rap, let's hear some stuff,
No,
But
but we're
I'm just
not
not that kind of dude, bro.
youngsters.
Yeah,
That shit
yeah,
you did when you were young. You said it's professional. When you say
yeah.
something, you want to count.
So with that as well, bro, I have another couple of songs with Eddie as well for another album for an EP coming up because he just dropped one. We just dropped one on March 1st called Eddie Bigger The Essential on Twoface Entertainment, Ghetto Ballin' Entertainment, and Flyer Entertainment. Shout out to Flyer, man. They're out from Virginia. You know,
Okay.
shout out to Postman and Cristobal Division. Shout out to my boy Tank. And we're working together, man. We're making it happen. Shout out to Eddie Vega. And like I
Eddie
said,
Vega.
I've gotten to work with. I'll tell you like this. Oh, and you know what? I want to give a shout out to Oak Creek, dude. He and I we stayed in touch here and there. Um, Definitely, I want to get him on this other album coming up. Uh, but I've been fortunate, brother, that I've worked with the Bay Area, and it's good to work with legends like King T. It's good to work with legends like King T, Sugar Free, Lazy Bones, so on and so forth, bro. I'll stop right there because there's a longer list that people will kind of be like, "What the hell?" Like, but I'll stop there. But Yeah, man, Twoface Entertainment. I think when I stepped into the podcasting like 3 years ago, I just brought it. I just expanded it from the label into the podcast world, bro. But still keeping the same name, still being what we do, you know.
Hey,
And go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
no, go ahead. No, go on. I'm good.
I wanted to ask you, stepping into this podcast game because
Huh?
that's where a lot of stuff is transitioned. Even a lot of rappers
Yeah.
do podcasting now. How did you approach the podcast game and find your lane in that? And then not only that, how did you hook up with the legendary Jim Gunny and become a part of the round table, which you are a member of the round table, which is
Yeah.
an incredible podcast on the Convicted Hearts channel. How did that come about as well? Shout out to
Well,
Denise.
shout out to everybody there, man. I mean, they're getting close to me, dude. I mean, the way that came about, I was uh, I was just going through YouTube. I mean, you know what? At first I was just doing audio, and then I was just putting it up because I didn't, I was the camera shy, bro. I don't want to be on camera. And then finally, I think when we came into 2022 at the time, I said, man, okay, you know what, man, I'm gonna have to do something different,
Right.
And I started filming stuff out of the car, you know, and that was a slow, humble beginning, and it still is a humble beginning to me, what I'm doing, because I have plans to go even with more stuff, but it all in due time. Um, so one day I was already doing that, and I was going through YouTube, and I think the Tony A thing came up about the money thing or something like that, and I saw Cholo Trucker. Shout out to Cholo Trucker, man, very dear friend, and thank you, thank him
Shout
for
out to
listening,
Cholo.
brother.
He even hooked this up right here. Shout out to Cholo
Yeah,
Trucker, my
he hooked
man.
this up, man. Thank you. Um, and I emailed him. Right, and I said, hey, he said something that I really liked what he said, and I emailed him, and he was really like, hey, man, he goes, you know what, give me some time. We swapped numbers or whatnot, or I think something like that. And yeah, man, he hit me up, and we got to talk one time, just virtual like this. Uh, and then he interviewed me on his channel, and then he did the fight with. I believe he did the fight. I think it was after that he did the fight with Gunner,
Yeah.
and then I was already subscribed to his channel, bro, because I liked his content, And I like his way of thinking, I was like, man, it's kind of a very logical way of thinking. I like this channel, And so then actually he came up here, man, and I got to meet him and stuff, him and his family and stuff, and then we had dinner with him and Jen, the three of us, and we went to go have dinner, with our significant others or whatnot. We all showed up, and it was like it was a good thing, man. I mean, I like Cholo Choco, bro. He's a good man. Like, from the very gate, from who you see online, who he is as a person,
Cholo Trucker.
And
Hey,
yeah, man,
Cholo
shout out to
Trucker.
Cholo Choco, bro.
Cholo Trucker is a real one, man. I gotta
Yeah,
say that he's a good dude, but he's a real homie,
yeah,
down to earth dude. I mean,
definite,
that dude,
definite, brother,
I
definite.
stuck with that dude. That dude, shout out to Cholo Trucker. When we first met, we met up at a restaurant, right?
Uh,
We were all supposed to meet there, and this shit. Now, mind you, this restaurant wasn't like, well, you're not from LA, but this shit was like out. You know what I
okay.
mean? You had to drive a good ways to get there,
Uh,
mountains and all this shit. You know what I mean? Nice spot though. But when we met, we get there and shit. We meet up a few people, and then Cholo Trucker pulls up. He pulls up on a fucking bike, bro. He rode his bike
yeah,
there, bro.
yeah,
It's like, man, this dude, right? This dude is different. Hey, this dude is different, man.
Yeah,
I right there, I have respect for this dude, man. Shout out
yeah,
to
yeah.
Cholo Trucker.
Shout out to Total Trucker, bro. You know what? If there's anybody I've ever seen that just has an adrenaline that he does, bro,
Yeah,
Jesus, bro. I'm like, man, he just, the stamina of that man, dude. I'm like, damn,
yeah.
bro.
I
So,
don't know how he did it.
yeah. So that's how I ended up meeting Jen, you know, and even online too, because I would go to her channel and be like, hey, I'm such and such. I was introducing myself. She didn't know who I was. For all I know, she thought I was some creep,
Right.
and I was just like, nah, and so I got to meet her, and also too, man, Jen's always been good people, always been good people, always been very
Shout out to,
respectful, always
I
been respectful.
gotta give a shout
Yeah,
out to Jim, man.
yeah,
Incredible woman right there. She is like the sweetest person you will ever meet, man. Shout out to
yeah,
Jim,
yeah,
Convicted Hearts,
definitely, bro,
for her channel.
definitely.
Yeah,
So from there, I think I ended up doing well before all that. Cholo Trucker asked me to do a movie review with him and Incredible Javier for the Rocky movies. And
okay.
when he said that, I said, "Oh, dude, I'm so on board, dude. I'm a big Rocky fan, bro." So yeah, we just went from there, bro. We just went from there, and then
What's your hold up? What's your favorite? Which one is your favorite? One, two, three, or four? We're not
three,
even gonna count five and all those others. Which
yeah,
one?
three,
Three with
three,
Mr.
bro. Big Mr. T. Yeah, the stakes are
Clubber
high.
Lang.
Clubber
Lang.
Lang, the stakes are high. The stakes are high. He's the
Yeah,
champion. He loses.
yeah.
His trainer passes. It's just the stakes are high, man. That's a great
That's
movie.
the best one. That's the
Song,
that is. Me and my
you know,
brother were talking about that recently because it was on TV.
yeah,
That is the best one, man.
yeah,
Clubber Lang.
yeah,
Oh
yes.
man, that's Rocky
Apollo
3.
Creed ends up training him. Dude, this movie's just yes, bro. That yes,
That's
the Eye of the Tiger, all this stuff. It's just like, dude, say
that
less. You know what I mean? That
one.
movie's just that's my favorite, bro.
He'll,
That's my favorite.
he'll knock you to
So
tomorrow, Rock. He'll knock you to tomorrow, Rock.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't win, bro. But you know what, man? So I did that with him. And that's how I met Incredible Javier. And
Shout out to Javier,
shout out to Incredible
my
Javier,
boy.
man. Good dude right there too, man. Great dude. I didn't know he had did a lot with this, with this filming and stuff, and did interviews and so on and so forth. I didn't know until a friend of mine told me, "Go, bro, he did a video with Incredible Javier." He said, "Yeah." He goes, "Do you know what he's done?" I said, "No, but he's a cool dude. I don't see people for that, bro. You know what I mean?"
Right,
And
right.
but Incredible Javier is a good guy, man. Much love to him, bro. Much love to
Much
him,
love.
man. I'm glad to start seeing him come around YouTube again.
Yeah. And
So
be on the
he's
lookout
good, man.
for his animated series Travieso.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Traviesos, right? Los Traviesos thing and all this other stuff. Yeah, he's good, man.
Yep. Shout out to Javier. So okay, so we broke it all down, got the history, the journey.
Uh-huh.
What's next for Twoface Entertainment or Fred Period? I don't know if you're still pushing Twoface, but what's
Yeah,
the future for Fred Segura, Twoface Entertainment, the whole thing, the whole get down?
we're going, we're going platinum. No, not for no, no. You know what, bro? I just plan to expand a little bit more, brother. I just plan to expand a little bit more. I have a all-star studded album coming. Uh, More likely next year, if that, you know what I mean, to try to get this out finally.
Right.
And I want to reach out to a couple more people. I have my selected, excuse me, my selected people that I work with. I don't mean to sound like all arrogant about stuff, but due to the issues of that I've worked with before with people, bro, and egotistical, when people start getting too egotistical, I cut them off, bro.
Right.
I cannot work with people like that, bro. So I have a few, very few, a small circle of people that I connect with.
Right.
So that's coming. Uh, I plan to expand the podcasting into. I don't want to say, oh my god, I'm gonna do all this crazy stuff in here. What I focus on is the content.
Right.
That's what I'm focused on, is to bring the good content and continue to bring good music, bro. And then you know what? And I just saw this today, bro. Again, shout out to Tony A. Where Master P said, "You can be an independent artist all you want, but you're not a rapper until you got the hits, you know." And that's we continue to push for that, man. We continue to push, and at the end of the day, bro, I'll put it to you like this: if I was to go today, I would be happy with as far as if we're talking just the music stuff, I could go in peace. You know,
There you
I'll put it to you like that. You
That's
know,
what it's all about.
because yeah,
That's what it's all
because
about, Fred. That's what it's all
yeah,
about. It ain't
because
about nothing else. Having
yeah,
peace with yourself, doing what you did, you know what I mean. You're proud of it, and you have it in history. You're etched in stone, bro. Your history is
thank you,
there.
thank you, and you know what, man? I mean, shout out to my good friend Alan Jones, bro, aka Sneaky Little Sneaky, bro. He's hooked me up with some people. I'm not gonna mention the names, bro, but he's related to some big folks, and I and I and it's almost like it's almost like Moses, you know. You didn't make it to the promised land, but you got to see it, you know. And like maybe I
Right.
didn't make $1 million. I didn't do, you know, I didn't become the famous one in the world, but I got recognized by the people that I admire, bro. You know what I mean? And that's it. And for me to be able to call somebody like that a friend, it means the world to me, though. You know, no bidding. You know,
That's
and that's all.
no.
That's what it's about, bro. That's what it's about. So somebody could be like, "Hey, you know what, man? I see what you did, and I respect you for that." And that's it. That's cool. That's good enough for me, bro. You
That's
know,
right.
I'm not out here trying to be famous and trying to be like, "Oh, I'm the next biggest thing, and my next album's gonna be so fire." You're gonna, you know, woo woo woo. Like, no. I'm trying to bring you good music, bro, for people to enjoy it. And oftentimes, I'll put it like this: it falls on deaf ears because I
Right.
release stuff and people have heard it, like the Kelly State of Mind. That's another thing I want to get into before we go any further, though. The Kelly State of Mind, it was done like that on purpose. That song's got that 90s feel to it. And I did that on purpose because shout out to Joe Della Torre, who produced the song, the beat. And he told me I want a 90s feel to it. Excuse me, bro. And I said, okay. So that's why it's done like that. So in reality, the song, when you listen to that song, and I'm not trying to just promote the music, you know, but in reality, my perspective of it is, bro, that I always hear people say the Bay to LA. From the Bay to LA, you know. Well, you know what? You can't go to the Bay, you know, you can't go from the Bay to LA without going through Central Cali first. You know, you gotta go through us first. And we're here, bro. We exist, you know. And to me, bro, it's not about being famous, it's not about being this and that. I'm trying to be recognized as the we're bridging this gap to hey, shit, hey, you can't just go to the Bay of LA. You gotta go, you know, you gotta recognize Central California. And I'm not just talking us over here on the coast, I'm talking Central California all across, you know, the Fresno, the Central Valley and so on and so forth, you know.
Right.
Um, because if you really listen to the Kelly State of Mind, and I'm promoting here, I'm talking about the whole state. You know, I'm talking about the whole state. You know, um, that we're all the same, bro. We got love for lowriders and bikinis and you know the ocean and 3D motion and all this other stuff. You know, um, it's just California, brother. Like the Golden State. You know, and that's always been the thing is to at least be like, okay, you know what, dude, maybe I didn't become famous, but you know what? That was the guy that mended the bridge. You know what I mean? They just mended the bridge, and I don't take sides, bro. I'm not gonna take sides. I don't play that game, bro. I don't play. I'm too old to be playing games. I want to see us all flourish. Maybe it's a fool's dream, you know. But hey, but it's my dream at the end of the day, you know. So I'm gonna keep
There,
pushing that because I have respect for everybody, bro. And that's
there,
really what it is. That's really
there,
what it is, bro.
there you go. Fred
Thank you.
Segura. Before we leave, Fred, what do you want to leave the people with? Like, for the people, like I said, who watch this interview, for the people who watch you probably on
Uh,
Roundtable, for the people who've seen your
yeah.
music, your documentaries. but they have you here right now in the present. What do you want to leave the people with, Fred, that don't know, or something they don't know about you that you want them to know, or that they have misconstrued, or I don't know. What do you want the people? What do you want to leave the people with about Big Fred right now that they don't know?
Damn, you know what, bro? That man, that's kind of hard for me, bro. But I'll put it to you this way, because I feel like I pretty much have exposed myself really about how I'm thinking, you know. But you know what, man? Just with knowing that, again, I don't see people as I don't use people as stepping stones. I don't look people different because they grew up somewhere else different than I did, you know, or not different in a different area than I did, you know. I don't care wherever I go in the world, bro. I'm a compass, you know, and I show love and respect to everybody, you know, and I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. Unfortunately, that's not always the case, but hey, that's what we keep striving for that, bro. And that's really what it is, brother. That's really what it is. I don't care, you know, whatever race, whatever side, whatever color, whatever the case may be. I don't care. And, you know, I come with respect, bro. I come with respect, and you know, because at the end of the day, bro, we're all part of this world, bro. We all gotta live here. There's no sense in trying to, you know, and trying to just despise somebody because of where they grew up at or whatever the situation is. We're all the same, but that's what it is for me, dude. That's what it is for
That's right.
me.
There
Thank
it
you.
is.
Yeah.
Fred Segura, Twoface Entertainment. Let the people know, before we leave as well. Well, DD has all the links in the chat, but let the people know where they can get at you if they want to get at you for business, production, or interviews or anything. Let them know they can get at you, and let the people know what all you have projects or anything coming that they need to look out for.
Well, yeah. Okay. So probably as far as the projects, we got again Eddie Vega's EP coming in. Thank you, Pearl. In Eddie Vega's EP, we're thinking maybe for summer or midsummer, called The Projector. And then and I believe the next follow up will be When the Music's Over. And then we have a
Okay.
star-studded one where you'll be able to hear us with some platinum artists, real rap legends, you know. So Two-Face Entertainment has done this homework. It's homework, and I'll put it to you like this: no, we did not buy verses from the internet. We did not um, have a third party, so on and so forth. We actually spoke to these legends and made this happen. And exclusive, they worked with us one on one. You know, real verses, real interactions. That's what it is, brother. That's what it is. Um, as far as the links, I mean, you can find me at Instagram uh, under Twoface underscore ENT, uh, the number two, and then face ENT, or at the Grindhouse THA underscore Grindhouse. And usually on Facebook, uh, Twoface on YouTube, Twoface N. That's capital T, capital F, and capital E. You know, as well as on Rumble, as well as on what's it called? The other one, TikTok as well. And yeah, just really anywhere, man, anywhere that you know. Usually, if you find one, you'll see. I have a like a banner with everywhere that you can find me at. Yeah, so that's what it is, brother. That's what it is.
Yep.
You'll see it on those links and stuff. I have it pinned to the top comments on my stuff, so they'll be able to find me anywhere at that point. And I'm open for it, brother. I'm open for it. You know, like I said, again, G-Lew, I want to thank you, brother, because I still, you know, thank you for a great interview, brother. You know, we got to really touch
Oh,
a lot on what's happened, you know, and the journey I went through. Because I feel that sometimes people look at me like, like whatever. I'm kind of swept under the rug, but it's like, no, I've worked hard for this, man. I've worked very hard for it because I have a love for it. It's not just, to me, it's not just and this is what I can leave the people with. To me, it's not just a dream. It's a passion, you know.
Right.
And that's it, brother. That's it. I don't. Again, I'm not trying to be, all famous and all this other stuff. I mean, I'm content where I'm at, brother. I'm content where I'm at because I feel like again, like I didn't I got to where I wanted to get to, and that's it. So yeah, that's where we're at.
There it,
So I'll leave it at that.
there it is, people.
Yeah.
The man, Fred Segura. Make sure you go follow all his links. DD has all the links in the chat. Spank said, Fred, you're a real awesome vato, loco.
Hey, right on,
Shout out
brother.
to
Right on.
Spanx.
Thank you, Spanx.
Shout
Hey,
out to
love
my
and respect to you, man. Oh, and you know what? Shout out to Cholo Trucker again for making this happen. Shout out to the Roundtable
yes,
and shout out to everybody, man, for love and respect to everybody. You know what? And I will say this, G-Lew, a lot of your fan base has become the Roundtable fan base and so on and so forth, and has
yes.
gravitated even in giving me that love and respect. The people out there in Southern California and stuff. Much love and respect to everyone, bro, for the hospitality with everything, brother. Much
Thank
love
you,
and
brother.
respect and to everybody in general. You know what I mean? But
Yes.
it's good. It feels good, man, and I feel a genuine love and respect, bro, and I return that to everyone, bro,
Thank
for real.
you, Fred. Thank you, Fred.
Yes, sir.
And no, we're always here for you. And I know
Welcome.
we had some difficulties tonight, but we're going to definitely connect again and
Oh
do
yeah,
some more in the future, bro.
no, yeah, definitely,
I
bro. And for those that may not
love
know,
the
I
chat.
mean, this is just a brief overlook of the story. But thank you so much because this is actually the first interview, G-Lew, that's been touched on that really tells what it is, brother. So thank you again for that. And thanks to Cholo Chucker for making it happen, brother.
Yeah, shout out to Cholo's Truck. And we're going to do some more things in the future,
Definitely.
Fred, because I would love to put up with you, do some hip hop stuff and maybe
Let's do it.
bring together some good hip hop shows and talk some hip hop, So definitely want to
Let's do
connect
it,
with
man.
you more in the future, bro.
Okay,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Yeah, you got
Yes,
it.
sir.
I'm always open for it,
Fred,
brother. Thank
Fred,
you.
Fred motherfucking Segura, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
My man right here, y'all. He did his thing tonight. If you miss anything, go back and check it out. I know we had some difficulties, but just sift through that and check out this incredible interview. And just know we're going to do some more things in the future. Fred Segura, you can check him out on the Roundtable every Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. And make sure you go follow his channel, Twoface Entertainment, and get hip to all the history, all the stories, all the legends. Fred Segura did it. Thank you, Mama Pearl. Thank you, Spanx. Shout out to my producer,
Thank you.
DD Hairston. And yeah, we did it
Thank you,
again,
baby.
y'all. Interviews with G-Lew, Fred Segura, and we're out of here till next time. Check us out tomorrow night. We'll be back with Conversations in the Hookah Lounge with DD, and Miss Lena Lokes will be here tomorrow night with Saturday Night R&B, late nights
Nice.
with Lena Lokes. You can chill with your
Nice.
lady too. You feel me?
Hey, yes,
Yeah.
sir. Love that, man. Love that. Hey, shout out to everybody, man. Definitely. Love that stuff.
Yeah. Fred Segura, y'all, we out. G-Lew Show.
Good night.
This will go by. I won't put up a front, baby. I ain't gonna lie. I know we visualize in paradigm. Best friends till the end. That's where you draw the line. But I can't help to feel this way. I'm caught between you and big dreams in the Central Bay. All year long is love season. While you put up with your man for all the wrong reasons. Don't get it twisted, baby. I ain't trying to hate. I'll be making big money, but your love I still appreciate. I feel your pain. You leave a message on my voicemail. You can lean on me. Here you go, hit an exhale. Girl, come go with me. I mean, I be shining on at that PIMP. You wanna leave, but you stay. I can make a world of difference. You don't see me that way.
Get closer to you, baby. Closer than just friends. I want to get closer to you, baby. Closer than just friends.
Baby, I'm for real, like the old song said. Your man keeps you in the house, it only happens cause you let it. For you and I to hook up, be a dream come true. Take advice to best, so man, Dr. Drew. All on the love line. Love is blind. One day you realize that you should be mine. To appreciate your love is my golden rule. You look and you tried, but this world's been cruel. Huckleberry conversations till the break of dawn. It's been too long, like Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. Keep striving, be number one on your list. Plus I don't come twisted like a Hershey's kiss. Strawberries dipped in chocolate champagne on the beach. Treat you like a queen, go beyond your wildest dreams. You keep roasting your man for me.
Hey, we out of here, y'all. Hey, Fred, you
Yes,
low-key
sir.
can remind
Going out?
me of Big Pun. You got that Big Pun flow a little bit, man. A
Hey,
little bit.
you know what, G-Lew? You're not the first person to tell me, bro. Everybody goes,
Wow.
hey, man, did anybody ever tell you? You know what? You know what? You know what's funny, bro?
What's that?
You know that? You know LT Hutton? Have you heard of LT Hutton?
Sir, the producer. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, he was on a live one day, bro. He was on live, and really, I don't say this too much, but I'll tell you right now because we're off the record. I was at Walmart waiting for my ex, bro. She was inside Walmart, and there was the kids and I. We were outside in the vehicle, bro. I had a van with the kids, you know, and I was watching a live with LT Hutton, and I turned it on, and he was on the live, and he goes, "Hey, the Grindhouse, right?" He goes, "Hey, good thing you came in here, bro." And I'm like, "What the hell?" You know, like, and the kids right away, you know, because I had it on the aux, you know, and he was like. He's all, hey man, this is around the time he was gonna come out with the All Eyes on Me. And he says, hey man, he goes, we're trying to get the rights for the Big Pun movie, bro. He goes, I want you to try out for it. I was like, what the hell? You know what I mean? I was like, what the hell? He really got at me, bro. And then I ended up messaging him, and we went back and forth. And I told him, hey brother, you know, the guy died at 28. I'm way too old for that role, you know. This is years ago, you know. And he was like, man, he goes, it's movie magic, brother. We'll make it happen. And I was like, what? He goes, dude, he goes, I hear your flow, your mannerisms. He goes, you got it, bro. I was like, what the hell, bro? I was really tripping out on that, bro. And my kids were all in shock, like, is he really talking to you? You know what I mean? Because I was like, yeah, bro, he was. It's funny though, bro, because a lot of people have said that all the time. They go, hey, you sound kind of like some big, like Big Pun. And I'm like, really? I don't know, bro. You know, but thank you, man. You're not the first one to tell me that, bro. A lot of people say that too, though, bro. About that Big Pun thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really funny, dude.
Rest in peace, Big Pun, man. Yeah, you
Yeah,
definitely
definitely.
that flow, man. That's a good comment. So much
Thank
love,
you.
Fred. We're out of here, man. Fred
Okay,
Segura,
brother.
peace and love.
Hey, love and respect to you, my brother. Hey, I'm here whenever, man. Reach out to me whenever,
Much
brother.
love.
And love and respect to you. I'll be tuning in as well. All right, boss. Peace.
Gotcha.